Hi everyone and welcome back to Star Trek Timelines. This is Boomer, and I decided to do a little bit of a follow-up video because the first video that I did for Star Trek Timelines was obviously a sort of first impressions video. There really wasn't to it. It was basically me just going, yeah, I like this, I like this, I like this, I like this about the game. And the thing that I find about reviews especially is that they give you the opinion of the person. Really, they give you their first impressions of the game. It's kind of like if any of you are fans of Top Gear or programs like that, they give you the first impressions that someone has of the car that they're driving, or in this case the game that they don't really tell you what it's like to live with the game or to play with the game over a long time. And Star Trek Timelines definitely, while giving off a good first impression, it also has issues of its own, at least in my opinion. There's definitely some bad that goes with the game as well as the good of the game. The big one that I'm going to get out of the way first, and has been a big issue in the community, is that this game is pay to play. There's really no other way to put this. Once you get past, if we come to the galaxy map, once you get past sort of the second episode, which you saw me complete in the first one, you are pretty much blocked off from playing any of the other content, with the exception of a couple of characters. There are a few which you can do, but I'll explain what happens to those later on. But if we were to look at this mission for, say, I'm not even sure I can do it at the moment, but you're looking at needing values in your crew. You're looking at needing values in the 80s and 90s just to do that, and I would imagine that they would be in the three figures come the end of episode 3. So that is an awful lot. Now, the only characters who get things in 3 figures, if we come back to my crew here, the only characters who get things into 3 figures are either purple characters or sometime, and gold characters as well, but I only have one of those. I'll show him off later. And sort of maybe level 20 blues can get to 100, but you'll need to be level 30 if you're green to get to 100 in something, and getting something to level 30 is a massive grind, and I'm not even talking about getting all the equipment for them, so we'll come to that very shortly. You'll notice that I've leveled up a lot of my crew here, leveling them up by grinding all the items, and again, of course, paying for the game makes grinding items easier, and I will show you that very shortly as well. But you find yourself often hitting a roadblock, and I'll show you what I mean. Come down to Nog here, for example. He's level 20. He's a decent character. He's got 72 in security. That's not enough to do level 3 missions, but it's still decent enough. If I could get him up to level 30, or I could get a second version of Cadet Nog, this would be very, very good. You know, that he would probably be useful to me. But if we look at the last thing to get, which is the rules of acquisition, the only way we can acquire this is through a transmission from the Ferengi Traditionalists or the Ferengi Alliance, or finding it in one of the faction stores. So you either have to have the cash available in terms of credits, merits, or dilithium in order to get something from the store, which might not be there because it's only a random roll anyway. This, because it's a common item, common meaning rare by the way, because it's a common item, it might appear in the area where you don't have the appropriate diplomatic level for it. And then you can run the transmissions, but there's absolutely no guarantee you'll get the drop that you want off those. And those missions get exponentially tougher. We're like at the point now where I can send 2 epics, and I mean I'm at the point now where I can send 2 epic crew and my legendary data on a mission, and it will only have like an 85% chance of succeeding, and it's only going to get worse from there. So And of course, the only way to get epic and legendary crew is to spend money. However, the one thing I will say is that the monthly dilithium card at £3, as I said, is probably worth getting if you are looking to play this game in any way, shape or form for a half decent period of time. And I also sometimes feel, at least my idea behind this, is that it's a mobile game. You can't really treat it as a PC game, because if we were to compare this game to, say, Star Trek Online, in Star Trek Online you can get literally everything through just grinding. If you just play the game for long enough, you will get every single thing in the game. That is not true for Star Trek Timelines, because dilithium is a pay-only currency. You cannot earn it through the game, so therefore parts of the game, in fact a lot of the game, will simply be blocked off to you if you do not spend money. So I think that this is what a lot of people are complaining about when people say it's a free-to-play game. I think that what is wrong currently with the free-to-play market is that free-to-play has no distinct description or no distinct guidelines to what it actually means. Does it mean free-to-play as in you can go into the game and basically play a demo and then get cut off until you pay money? Is that free-to-play? To me, that's pay-to-play. Free-to-play to me means that you can get everything in the game through grinding should you wish to do so. However, you can also pay to win. There's a couple of, or you can pay to win quickly, but it doesn't cut you off from doing anything else. If I went into Star Trek Online and dropped $200 on the game, I could have, I've already got a scimitar on my Romulan, but I could have a scimitar with plasmonic leech and every single good item in the game, hundreds of thousands of dilithium, and I would be a completely maxed character. Or I could just grind for 5 or 6 months and have the same stuff. So you have that option, and I think a lot of MMOs are embracing this, where the free-to-play model is pretty much you exchange your time for money. You can either be in the game and therefore increase its player population and make it look a lot more alive, or you can be someone who supports the game through finance and just they're the ones who will put the money in the coffers at the end of the day, but they might only be willing to do that if they see the game is alive and well. Timelines doesn't really follow that procedure because it is single player. There is PvP in the game, or battle arena that is planned. However, that's literally just going to be who's dropped the most money on the game. That's all that competition is going to be. And there's been a lot of, I will say there has been quite a lot of negative response to the way that the game has gone. I mean, don't forget, we're talking about a mobile game here that is literally the duty officer system from Star Trek Online with a bit of RPG elements in it and a little bit of a storyline behind it. We're not talking about full-on voice acting and everything else. However, if you want to compete in this game, look at the prices that you're paying here. This 1662 here for 1500 dilithium crystals, 1600 because of my VIP level. That is enough to get you a scimitar in Star Trek Online. And that's what I think, 1500 crystals is not actually that much. It's like 20 packs from the time portal. That's not really too much. And it's really pay to continue playing the game rather than paying to win or anything along those lines. However, I do feel like you can't really judge mobile games by the same standards that you judge PC games, because mobile games, to me, are not meant to be played or grinded in the same way that an MMO on a PC is. The way I play Timelines, for example, is that I get 3 Chronotron recharges per day. They're at, I believe they're at like 12 o'clock midday UK time, 6 o'clock in the evening UK time, and 9 o'clock in the evening UK time. And they're the times that I log on and do my stuff. And I pretty much just go through my daily calendar, which I will do in this video, and I just do the various bits and pieces on there just to get my merits, and then I try and level up my characters. And really the whole point of Star Trek Timelines for me, or at least the way it should be marketed, or the way that I feel like the game is literally just get stuff on your characters. The rest of the game is completely, you know, there's a storyline there, but it's unlikely that you're ever going to see the end of it unless you either drop a horrendous amount of money on it, or you spend 6 months playing the game. So, because there is just, you know, the game is massive grind for one thing. However, there are some ways of mitigating that a little bit. So, I'm not going to play episode 3 yet because I still don't think my characters are ready for it. Plus, my best characters are out on shuttle missions at the moment because I'm trying to grind Romulan stuff, which is getting harder and harder. But my, let me come back here, my purple Raquel Troy needs, don't be fooled by this. This item needs the same stuff as this item, so once I build this one, which is actually more complicated to build than this one, so once I build this item will no longer be buildable. Because if you look at this is Raquel Troy's level 1 item, and this is something that I also want to come into, which is difficulty of upgrading characters. I think I've already mentioned it a little bit, but this is Raquel Troy's level 1 item. If we build it, look at the amount of stuff you have to get. And this is only droppable off a Romulan transmission. And if we come back to it, and this is only droppable off a Romulan transmission. This is grindable off. I mean, it says there, but it's actually wrong. There's a level 1 mission which you can grind, so you can literally just get billions of those. There's no issue there. So, and it costs 1,500 credits to build. So let's just build that and equip that. But now I can't put that on, you see. So, a bit unfortunate. We'll have to just keep going on our Romulan missions to get those. Janeway has finally.
Let's get started.
Janeway's finally found her book, or chromolinguistic text, whatever it is. And again, you know, I'm coming to Janeway here, and I literally have to grind. You know, this is, although admittedly this is getting Janeway from 20 to 30, but look at the amount of stuff I'm having to build just to get one thing built here. There you go, you can equip that now. And admittedly, it's a big buff, but I mean, come on. That is such a massive grind to get that in. Wrist tricorder, what do you need? Well, you need this tricorder, which is built up of these. And it's actually on a mission, which is for his own good. Now, this is something that you can do, which I'm a big fan of. If you spent some money, you can just hit warp 1. And what that does... Yep, you complete the mission automatically, and you can actually see I got 2 tricorders from that. And the only thing you don't get by using warp is you don't get the crew XP bonus, but to be honest, most of my crew are max level at the moment, or they're at a level where it really does not matter. And now...
Let's get started.
Janeway can build her wrist tricorder for the low cost of a shit ton of credits. And I actually don't have enough credits, but I do fortunately have a little bit of spare dilithium, so I'm going to use that to build that and equip it. Oh, it didn't even buff Janeway's stats. That's the ridiculous thing. That did not buff her stats at all. It only buffed her proficiency in science a little bit. Like, wow, seriously? But she can now advance, so I'll be able to buff her to level 30 at some point. And let's see what... Oh, I can actually build the Starfleet security uniform. And that only costs 300 credits. Are we serious with this? You know, it cost as much as it did. It cost as much as it did to buy one thing for level 20. I've even got the level 40 thing here. So what's the only thing I'm missing? Da Vinci's Workshop Hollow program. What do I need for that? I've actually got bits and pieces for it. Yeah, I've actually got the bits and pieces necessary, but it gets more and more expensive, as you can see through there. But so at
Mayweather.
least we can shut up, Mayweather. Right, we've got the thing for Mayweather. Got that through grinding, so he can now go up. He's not that great, to tell you the truth, but I think if we manage to upgrade him, he might actually make something of himself. But to be honest, he's not too good at the moment, because, you know, 60 command at level 20, that's not really enough.
I think I'm going to like history.
That's Bashir. Again, he's not going to be that great. The one I do want to upgrade...
I'll try not to disappoint you.
You already have. The one character I am going to upgrade is Wesley, because... Good God. Right, so I need to get one of these. So... yeah, it is indeed a popular item. And again, we're... oh, I have not 3-starred this mission. So that's the one thing that you do have to do in order to gain access to Warp. You have to be VIP level 1, which means you have to spend money. Yeah, I've got my 2 best characters on here. Let's kick his ass.
All systems operating.
And you can see how much more damage my ship is doing now. And again, that is simply due to having better characters on it. That's all that's due to. Didn't get anything there. But now we've completed this mission, we can go back on to, I think it was episode 2, wasn't it? Not that one. I know it had the Marquee Raider symbol, but not that one. Oh, is it the one right at the beginning? I can't remember which one it was. Certainly not this one. For his own good, it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, the tricorder. Oh, that's one that I do want to do anyway. So, yeah, I want to do that. And we got our tricorder out of it. Is it a tricorder I want? I am not convinced. Oh, I can get something for Kretak. Oh, I can make Odo's bucket as well. I will be doing that. And I want to upgrade Phlox as well, because he'll probably be my medic. Who was I looking to upgrade? Wasn't Kretak, I'm sure. Wow, my mind has completely gone blank.
Let's get started.
Oh, it was Wesley, wasn't it? Where is he?
I always get an A.
Yeah, it was his thingy, wasn't it? Yeah, a popular item, is that? So now I can do the chronotons on this. Oh, it looks like I got something. I got 4 of that. Okay, nice. I actually... apparently you get more sometimes than 3. I honestly thought I would have gotten 3 there, but nope, more than 3.
I'll try not to disappoint you.
Okay, Wesley, let's build your piece of crap. And equip it, and now all we need to do is level him up, because we actually have the science experiment, so we'll be able to get Wesley up. Odo can be leveled up
Had
as...
nothing to do with it.
Odo can be leveled up as well. again, Odo's actually got pretty high security, so I really want to keep him around if I can. Odo drinks coffee? Really? And to be fair, this is pretty much what you end up... I can build a couple of these. This is pretty much what Odo and... Wow, I need a lot of Bajoran phasers. Which I can only get from Bajoran transmissions. I'm sure there's a mission which rewards that, to tell you the truth, so I'm not going to be too harsh on that.
I think I'm going to like history.
Rhaegar I definitely want to upgrade. Now, if you want to know about a difficult item to get, Sulu's sword. Because you need 3 of these things, which can only be gotten from Section 31 transmission. So again, we're kind of blocked on that front. But anyway, let's come out of here. Oh, I'm obviously short on credits now. Well, we'll grind some missions and get there. One thing you will notice is that complete space battles has gone up on your daily. Yep, warping does count as far as that goes. So I can claim that now, go up a few merits, and let's level some crew. And to be fair, I think this is pretty much how, you know, warp will make things a little bit easier in terms of, I'll equip that because it's only 1, and it gets Kretak higher, and that just means I've got 1 Star Empire icon to get, and Kretak's got really high diplomacy, so again, there are certain characters who I do want to level up and others that I don't. Additionally, because your daily can only go up to 5, it can only go up to 5 equipment, I keep some behind if I can do. So let's buy a couple of things from the time portal just to make things easier. Yay, I got Morn. The only thing that I will say about this, a lot of people say save up your dilithium and use the 650. That's fine for the discount, but if you open an epic or a legendary, if you buy them 1 at a time, you get a choice of 3. If you buy them 10 at a time, you literally get whichever one the game picks. So if I'm going to open a legendary, I would rather spend the extra 7 dilithium on a pack. I've got double Kretak now, so you will notice that I'm actually over my limit, but I can upgrade Kretak now to 2 stars by fusing. But Kretak is on a mission at the moment, so I can't upgrade her, but I will be doing that. However, you will see that down here, Morn is going to end up being dismissed. Kretak will be crew quarters to full. That data's common, not legendary, so I'm going to let him go. The only one's Morn that I might want to keep. Unfortunately, I can't see his stats. He's diplomacy and security. I'll probably end up flushing Damar if I'm right, because I've got Idrin, who's much better at security and command, so there's not really much point in, and Lursa, both of them are better. But again, highlighting the point, Lursa has items that are entirely bought, and I mean entirely got through shuttle missions, and so does Idrin. So you either go to the faction homeworld and buy it, or you grind shuttle missions like you can't believe. And then, of course, we have legendary data, who we have here, tempted data, 5-star data, who's pretty awesome even at level 20. However, let's have a look at what it takes to get him to level 30. We need a Star Trek security uniform, don't we? Well, we've got 41 of these bad boys, so that's pretty good, but we need 2 of these security things. How do we get those? Well, we've got 41 of these, that's cool. What are these? Oh wait, the game doesn't know. So I am completely blocked from evolving data. I am absolutely blocked from evolving data. I literally can't do it. So, you know, bit of a bug in the game there. Poker cards, these can't... It says build, but it doesn't tell me how I build them. So, can't really do anything there. I've just got to hope that they fall from a... drop. So Data's pretty much stuck where he is, which is rather unfortunate because he's my best character and by a spectacularly huge margin. Picard still can't find his bloody novel. It's in the hand. I actually did find it yesterday, but I got the role of you have to be honoured with the Bajorans in order to pick it up. I was like, well, that's going to be a long way away, and I very much doubt I'm ever going to be able to do it. So let's level up some characters. Let's level up Wesley.
I'll try not to disappoint you.
You can see I've got a lot of XP ups just because I've been doing a lot of... and you'll actually see now that the abilities from... I will praise them, they have been patching the game. You will see that now with every single level up, you see the bonuses that happen to your character, whereas you didn't before, and to me that was just bad. So we're up to level 20, 1 command, 1 engineering, 2 science. His ship ability goes up. And I will equip this because I just want I want Wesley to get as high as possible because he's one of the favoured characters in the game. And it just means that he can, and also he's got huge science ability, like monstrous science ability, so... And again, this unbelievably super cheap item that I get to equip there. I already have these two. What's this? Neutron microscope. I have some of these and some of these. Where do I get these from? Right, I can get that from an episode. And I know I can get this from an episode because I've seen this. I've seen this drop. So it's not one of these episodes, but I have seen this drop. So... that's the other thing, you kind of have to ignore what it says on here, so let's have a look. What's this? I wish you could click on it and it'd tell you what it is. That's another one of the annoying things. But I have definitely seen this drop. So if we look, I think it was in episode 2. Yeah, you end up doing a lot of hunting in this game because that screen is somewhat useful, but not always. It might have also been on an elite, so you kind of just have to go through looking at your items. There's the tool. That took me so long to get a toolbox. Unbelievable. I think I'd spent a day and a half trying to get just one toolbox out of that mission. See, is that one of the items that I need? It doesn't look like it because it's used to build something else. So I'm going to say that's not something I need, but that was something I need, but I don't need now. See, there's your bits and there's your casing. Might be that one. So you can see how there are just the game's got a lot of little niggles that can sort of annoy you quite a bit because if they just smoothed out the interface a little bit and worked out, see there it is, that's the 0 star one, isn't it? That's the 0 star. How did I get a 1 star one though? I must have got it from a mission. Oh well. So, but if anyone had any ideas about whether Wesley was favoured or not in this game,
I'll try not to disappoint you.
I'll get him up to 3 stars soon, and then I'll be able, I will be able to upgrade him to level 40 very, very quickly. So, I'm sorry, Wesley, you are the favoured one, and I haven't got 3 stars in this yet. So let's see if we can get it. I believe the level cap's 50. If I'm recalling correctly, I think the level cap on a character's 50. I've only got 2 out of 5, seriously? And all my best characters are assigned elsewhere. Well, let's bring half-naked Sulu. And do I have anyone with high diplomacy who isn't on a shuttle mission? No, because Picard always ends up going on shuttle missions. chance because he's the only one who has anything like half decent diplomacy. And 3 attacks on a shuttle mission as well. Oh, this isn't going well. Take Rhaegar, but I don't think we're going to be using him somehow. I've claimed that one, so that's okay. Let's use Raquel Troy. See, for me, if they were going to do this this paywall thing, which they have done, I would much rather them have done it in a way that, I would have much rather them do it in a way that you could have said, I would have just preferred that they made the game pay to, you would have to buy the game, like you pay £5 to buy the game. I would have much preferred that over what they've done here, which is basically just say, you can play the game if you want, but but the vast majority of the content is going to be stuck behind a paywall, and you're just going to have to deal with that. We're going to try and go the other way, but that's going to make this very, very difficult. Is Wesley available? Yeah, he is.
I'll try not to disappoint you.
Might be able to get everything doing it this way. Cool things. Right, so we're going to go up this way. I need to be Bajoran to get that. So it needs to be Bajoran in science? Ugh. Is there a Bajoran scientist? I'm not certain there is, I'm really not certain there is a Bajoran scientist. I know there's a Bajoran engineer, because that's Rom, but... Bajoran scientist, jeez. Rom is an engineer. Got Vulcan scientists, got plenty of those. I guess there will be one, but I don't know where for the moment. That's a little bit odd. Oh, which dailies have I done? I did the train one, cool. Is there anything else I can grind through actual missions?
I think I'm going to like history.
Through straight up missions. What about this one? I need some of this hand phase, which can only be gotten through a Cardassian transmission. They are transmission only. Any of this stuff oh, what about this? Yeah, I can get that from Double Trouble. Okay, so let's do that one. I got that and that. Cool. Is that enough, or do I have to do it again? I think I have to do it again, but... Can't get that. It's that one, isn't it? It's the cap that I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, I can build that. Wonderful. Now I've got the cap, which is Federation transmission only. And we've got the uniform, which is augment and Mackie transmission only. So, okay, we can't do anything with him.
Let's get started.
What about your holodeck, Janeway? We've got one holodeck, which is one of the reasons why I haven't upgraded Bashir yet. What else do I need? 2 of this thing. Okay, let's warp to that. Hang on. It must be elite if that's the case. Oh, no, that's right. Gotta admit, it does beat going round the galaxy and trying to get the same stuff day in, day out. Okay, so we're gonna need to do that one again. Which one was it? It was Stolen Honor, wasn't it? Talking about Janeway here.
Let's get started.
That you get from Cleansing Fire, and that you get from Stolen Honor. Okay, so it is Stolen Honor. Best way to do that, come out of this, go here. Ooh, slow down. Oh, it's the very first mission. There we go. Yep. And the thing is, sometimes it will... There we go, we got them. Sometimes it will give you the item right off... You know, sometimes it will give you the clue, like the yellow or... The yellow or green item, like right at the top, saying, you can do it this way. You know, saying this will equip to one of your characters. But what else do I need for this? I can build one of these pads. I need to get 2 of the... Oh, I know that these are around all over the place. So again, we're kind of dealing with the bug that I was talking about there, but I know that those are around absolutely everywhere. So let's find them. There we go. We found one. And it's a space mission. So let's do that. Didn't get anywhere. Where's the space? No, not that one. Space mission. And now we're out of chronotons. And this is the final sort of complaint that I have with the game, where they make this game so heavy on grind. And this game is heavy on grind. There's no other way to put it. This game is very, very heavy on grind. But they make it cost money for you to grind. Because the only way to get more chronotons now is to purchase them using dilithium. And it's just like... You know, I'm not too sure. The only thing that warping does as well is you don't earn energy credits from the mission, so you know you have to take your chance at that point. But I suppose what I could do if I really was that bothered about energy credits at this point, which I am because I want to get my daily, would be to go ahead and just start playing some elite levels, wait for my shuttle mission to come back, play some elite levels, and do things that way, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. Let's upgrade Kira while we're here. In fact, let's use some of these useless things. Well, they're not useless, they're okay. You know, Kira's not too bad. She's going to have security. She's going to have security in the high 60s, so I think that's okay. Yeah, there you go, 66 security. That's pretty good. But the one thing you will notice here, check out her security, 66 plus 5 plus 13. If you come to an epic, let's have a look at Sulu. He's only level 10. He's got 69 and plus 1426. That's the difference. You know, the difference is basically you just have millions of... The rarer characters are just so much better It's like it's not even close how much better the higher level characters are. And again, you're kind of stuck playing with money at that point. So, a little bit of a downer, but what I will say is you're not stuck spending a massive amount of money. And to me, this game is still quite fun to play. I still like doing the dailies and things like that. I still like just flying around. And at the end of the day, who doesn't like opening packs? You know, that's what games like Hearthstone and things like that are all about these days. It's basically everyone loves opening a pack. And, you know, if the designers are... If that's what you're looking to get out of the game, then I'll say that the game is perfectly functional for doing that. You know, you earn packs as a reward, and you earn packs and open them and get really cool stuff out of them. And if that is enough for you, which I think it will be for a lot of people, then it's absolutely fine. But if you're looking for something where you're going to be able to grind everything for free like you can in Star Trek Online, that is not what you're going to get out of this game. So, horses for courses on that front. So, I will leave Star Trek Timelines here, I believe. If anyone does want to see any more of the game, then by all means just let me know. But I think for now that will do, and this is Boomer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.